Oyedele first, the headlines. President Tinubu orders immediate rescue of Borno Kaduna captives. Oyo residents lament over bridge in Ibadan. In entertainment, Nigerian singer Benson vows to release collabo song with Davido amidst online drama. And in sport, NFF lists 4 requirements for Pesero's successor. Now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has condemned the abduction of internally displaced persons in Borno State as well as students and teachers in Kaduna State. Presidential spokesman Ajuri Ngelale, in a statement in Abuja today, describes the abduction as heinous and asked security operatives to immediately rescue those taken away. The president, however, assured that those behind the abduction will be apprehended and justice will be decisively administered. The main opposition, People's Democratic Party, has lamented the prevailing situation in the country, contending that the menfolk has failed, so women should be given a chance. Speaking on the occasion of the International Women's Day celebration and lecture organized by the Office of the PDP Woman Leader, acting national chairman of the party, Ambassador Umar Damagun, who was represented by Senator Samuel Hayawu, the national secretary of the party, said in the times of old, women were always the ones that settled differences. Speaking on the theme of this year's celebration, which is Inspire Inclusion, the national woman leader of the party, Honorable Amina Harung, said women's equal participation and leadership in politics are one of the keys to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. Similarly, about 1,000 young single mothers have been empowered with vocational skills in the Bejuleki local government area of Lagos State. The women who have no male support in their households were provided with relevant skills, resources, and support to enhance their economic independence and self-sufficiency by a civil society organization, Oyedele Fajemiroku Foundation. The foundation's program manager, Kene Hugwe, who announced the initiative in a statement released to mark the 2024 International Women's Day, explained that the Vocation Skill Acquisition Program was an expansion of the organization's Sustainable Malnutrition Intervention Program for malnourished children. Still in Lagos State, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has said the power outage recorded at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos on Thursday resulted from a minor wire spark. According to a statement by the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Obiageli Ora, there was an electric short circuit at about 11:20 a.m. at the e-arrival hall of the airport old terminal, but that did not disrupt airport operations. The authority said the situation, lasting only a few minutes, was promptly addressed by the engineering team, restoring normalcy. FAN reiterated its commitment to passengers' safety, underscoring the top priority placed on maintaining a secure environment at the airport. Meanwhile, the Department of State Services has cautioned Nigerians across the country to avoid crowded places or suspicious locations to avoid potential threats that may come out from improvised explosive devices. The secret police, in its message to both Christian and Muslim faithful, to felicitate with them at their Lent and incoming Ramadan season respectively, said the advice became imperative in order to live in a peaceful environment. Peter Afunaya, the spokesman of the DSS, also cautioned clerics from both religion, traditional rulers, and other stakeholders to refrain from economic exploitation, sabotage, or profiteering during these important obligations. You are listening to the national news on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Ibadan. The news continues. You're welcome back, and now to the pace-setter state. Commuters plying the Iwo-Ibadan road are currently passing through a difficult time as road users, especially pedestrians, are finding it difficult to either go out or move into their respective houses. Recall that the state government has commenced reconstruction of a new bridge on Egberi River. However, a pedestrian bridge, which was also constructed beside the new bridge, has been washed away. Meanwhile, the Chief Press Secretary to Governor Seyi Makinde, Sulaiman Olariwaju, when contacted, said that the state government was working assiduously to ensure the completion of the new bridge and assure that it would soon be completed by the contractor. Ajibola Ologundudu is ready for entertainment gists.
In entertainment, Daniel Benson, popularly known as Benson, has vowed to release his collaborative song with Davido without his approval. Benson made this vow in response to news that Davido had removed the tweet hinting at their collaboration. Recall that Benson, while berating a fan who trashed his musical talent, threw a jab at Davido, saying the fan of the DMW boss had no right to speak on anything music-related, insinuating that the fan had bad taste in music by associating with Davido. In other news, Grammy-winning artist Oyedele Ibrahim Balogun, popularly known as Wizkid, has opened up on his relationship with his fellow superstar Burna Boy in a throwback video. Recalling the genesis of their friendship, Wizkid disclosed their paths crossed while Burna Boy was working on his groundbreaking album African Giants. The Joro crooner stressed that when two musical giants come together, something amazing is bound to happen. And lastly, in entertainment, singer Dami Crane has alleged that Tubaba's former manager Efe Omorogbe prevented the African crooner from helping him. Recall that Tubaba split from his longtime manager Efe Omorogbe. Crane claimed that Efe hindered him from getting help from the singer while he was signed to his record label Hypertech years ago. And that's the entertainment news on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. I am Ajibola Ologundudu.
Let's join Biodun Aquino for sports updates.
Now in sport news, the Nigerian Football Federation NFF has listed 4 requirements for the next head coach of the Super Eagles. This was included in an official vacancy uploaded by the NFF on Friday in their quest in search of a new manager for the national team. According to reports, Peseru's successor will be expected to have a relevant coaching qualification, proven experience at the highest level of football management, and a successful track record in leading a team. In other news, former Chelsea defender William Gallas believes the signing Victor Osimhen won't solve his former side problem next season. The Blues endure an underwhelming campaign last season despite a number of big signings in the summer. However, Gallas believes Chelsea needs a quick restructuring to put them in better shape ahead of next season. Finally, in sport, the head coach of the Nigerian volleyball team, Samuel Ajayi, has said he's focusing on getting the team to the next podium. The Nigerian side finished 4th in their last edition of the game in Rabat, Morocco, but the coach is sounding confident ahead of the new serve-off. Ajayi also used that opportunity to elogize the federation for keeping them in camp for 3 weeks before the start of the new campaign. That is the sport news on I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ibadan. I'm Biodun Aquino. Good evening.
Samson Omotoshaw is on standby for editorial review for today.
Expatriate levy, another impediment to FDI of the Punch, and the need to develop a local football league of the Vanguard newspaper. Starting with the Punch, these are tough times in Nigeria with the economy on its knees and wobbling to almost a comatose state, and the currency whose value is almost the same as the paper that it is printed on. The managers of the economy led by President Bola Tinubu are running helter-skelter to rescue the situation and prevent further social upheaval, and are coming up with a cocktail of solutions. At best, some of them are knee-jerk. One such measure is the fresh imposition of a mandatory annual levy for organizations employing expatriate workers. It requires them to pay $15,000 for a director and $10,000 for other employees from the previous $2,000 a year to obtain a residency permit for each international employee. According to the federal government, the move is meant to encourage international companies to employ more local workers and improve revenue. Unfortunately, diaspora remittances to to the country are already dwindling, with the World Bank estimating that diaspora remittances to Nigeria in 2023 totaled $20 billion, slightly lower than the $20.13 billion recorded in 2022 and the over $21 billion before that. Punch concludes that if other countries reciprocate what Nigeria is trying to do, remittances will suffer as Nigerian workers abroad will not be able to send money home like they used to do. Therefore, Tinubu must reverse the counterproductive EEL. Now to the Vanguard. The 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations tagged 2023 AFCON, which ended in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire in February 11, 2024, proved to the world that the continent's football has really come of age. This is coming weeks after Atlas Lions of Morocco put up a scintillating display of football artistry, which saw them reaching the semi-finals of the World Cup held in Qatar, the first in the Middle East and the first African side to do so. Followers of the game, including top European football managers like controversial Jose Mourinho, hailed CAF over the use of VAR at the 2023 AFCON. In AFCON, VAR is used exactly the way it should be used. Losing 2-1 to the host, Cote d'Ivoire, a big lesson for the country as the need to develop the local league, the Nigerian Professional Football League (NPFL), from which a sizable number of players who can understand themselves better could be introduced into the national team. Vanguard affirms with quality players in the league, national coaches, especially those handling the Super Eagles, will have enough reservoir of players to draw from and add to the array of the foreign-based players to get the desired blend. The paper concludes a situation where almost the entire players are drawn from European teams at great cost to the country, but some do not get to play throughout a competition is unpardonable. That is the editorial review for today. I am Samson on Motor Show.
And with the editorial review, we end the national news for today. But before I go, here's a recap of the main news. President Tinubu ordered immediate rescue of Borno Kaduna captives. Oyo residents lamented over Iwo-Ibadan bridge. In entertainment, Nigerian artist Benson vowed to release collabo song with Davido amid online drama. And from the exciting world of sport, we were told that NFF listed 4 requirements for Pesero's successor. That's the news as packaged by Esther Tilola and edited by Daytuji Mohammed. You can easily be a correspondent anywhere you are. Kindly send an email to i-FLIER@gmail.com. And follow us on all our social media platforms at I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Many thanks to you for listening. I am Marvelous Shobaluju Oyedele. Good evening.